to the Swang Glow Podcast Show, man. What's happening with all my people out there tonight? What's happening in the world, man, and abroad? You know what I'm saying? I'm hoping that everybody is healthy, everybody is safe, and definitely aware of all your surroundings. You know what I'm saying? Welcome back to the round table. You know what I mean? You know, we wasn't gonna be gone for too long. You know what I'm saying? Had to take a couple of days off to recharge all the batteries. You know what I'm saying? That's the batteries of technology and that's the batteries of life, period. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes we need to do that, man. You know what I mean? Having a good, nice, relaxed mind state, it opens up your ears and eyes to things that you wouldn't normally be opened up to because a lot of the times we grow into a state of just constant movement, not being able to slow down and really think things all the way and completely through, and seeing some pictures for what they are actually presenting themselves to be to us. That's right there all up in our face, right? Yes. You feel me? Now, I wanted to bring to the round table something because it's been on my mind all day since it happened, right? It was a conversation that I just so happened to have ran into, you know what I'm saying, with a young guy who happened to be a Southside, right? Serranio, let's say, right? Now, I really wasn't out searching for this conversation. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes you will find yourself in different conversations with different people. You know what I'm saying? It depends on how it's presented, but at the same token, you will find yourself in conversations with different races at some point. Well, today I found myself in one of those conversations. Now I'm thinking in my head like this dude, just based off of how the conversation started and then how he proceeded on within the conversation. You know what I'm saying? As far as, like, oh, you look familiar. You know what I'm saying? Because he was asking me, just certain things. So he was just telling me like, you look familiar, like, you know what I'm saying? So automatically in my head, I'm like, he's seen one of my shows, right? Which is fine, cool. I'm open to that. You know what I'm saying? So there's no way around it. So anyhow, he go into him and his relationship and how much he loved the young lady that he was with, and how much she cared about his health because she always advised him, you know what I'm saying, to always stay on top of his health. She was a nurse, you know what I'm saying. So he was just telling me she was advising him on different things, which is why I ended up running into him today. So bam. Anyway, he also tell me that this young lady, oh, by the way, he had, I think, two kids with this young lady too. Right? So as he talked, he tell me that she's black, right? Full on, all out black woman, right? This woman that he had described to me as absolute queen, the queen of his castle, the apple of his eye, the mother of his children, a person that he talked and put up on a pedestal. You know what I'm saying? That, you know, the only people you put up on pedestals like that are people that you actually give a fuck about, that you actually care for, that you actually love. Don't see no color lines or none of that shit. This is what he was describing to me before I discovered she was black. So while he's talking, I'm like, okay. But then the conversation became interesting once he divulged the information that she was black. I was like, wow, mind you, this is a full-fledged, full-on young Southside. He got to be like no more than 26. So in the early 23 to 26 range years of age, right? Young, but he's a Southsider, a real one, right? So I'm looking at him, I'm like, damn, right? Like I wouldn't I now I'm seeing the swag that he got. Before then I wasn't really looking at him like that. So he wasn't coming off to me like trying to be anything extra other than what he was. But once he told me that, I looked at him. Now I'm seeing it like okay. I look at my shades. He has the same exact kind of shades on that I have. I'm like, I said, that's interesting. Then I'm looking at, you know, how he wears clothes and you know what I'm saying? Now the words is like, oh, okay, okay, right? So, you know, but he really not giving up too much because there's another one in there. And this one is older. You know what I'm saying? And you know, older ones, man, they not doing none of that. You know what I'm saying? They up in that motherfucker like, they big dog status in it. You know what I'm saying? So once dude went out and did what he did, that's when the young ones start talking to me. And that's when I seen him, I'm like, damn, I'm like, okay. So he was telling me, like, yeah, man, he said he loved the girl to death. You feel me? Like it wasn't nothing on earth that he wouldn't do for her and all this and that. He was like, but he said the politics, all the loving that he did upon this young lady that he had talked so passionate about hit that crossroads for him in his life as a young Southsider. That crossroads being his love and admiration for her and his kids that he got by her. Right. Hit that crossroads right where the politics meet. Politics was being taught to be completely against what this young man loved and adored. That's the crossroads. That's the crossroads. We spend a lot of time thinking about it's either this side or that side. But the middle, where the crossroads meet at, for the people that's in those type of situations and relationships, you know, the young man said, but the politics. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, damn. Now I know that this is a black woman that he's talking about. And what he's also describing is the politics that is forced upon them. You feel me? So at crossroads of, you live in a very dangerous situation, you know, especially being in a relationship with, you know, you got black here, Mexican here. The Mexican is living, you know, under the guidelines of a real Southsider. But how could your life ever exist with this young lady and your kids under those guidelines? If you understand what their guidelines is, then you will understand where the conflict will always come in at with him and the young lady that he described as his queen, his forever. You feel me? And y'all got kids involved. Now, before I can get deeply into those questions with him, the older one had came back in, so he kind of curved the conversation. You feel me? But these are things that I'm standing there and I'm looking at him, and you can tell he knew that that was coming because I was going in that direction right before dude walked back into the room. You know what I'm saying? And so, you know, being that the conversation had to be shut down, we still talking, but not about that. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, the conversation had to be curved in a different direction because the older one wouldn't have, you know, he would have, the younger one would have got in trouble for, speaking on it. But what he was saying was he have to be with shit that he's not feeling in his heart because it's forced upon him. You feel me? Inside the, prison system that they, some of them, you know, would jump online and have you believe that they love so much because, as one of them jumped out there and described, they get in there and they cut up this and they cut up that and they willing to die with this in their hand and you know what I'm saying, just being able to make a name for yourself and like you make this shit sound like a boys club and it ain't. Far from a boys club, far from being, a party camp. It's nothing of the such. All your pain and misery and everything that you think you can escape in the free world, you can't escape none of that shit once you're in isolation. Isolation being contained in one spot for years. Day in, day out, same thing, day in, day out. Being told what to do every single day, and you're told to do the same thing every day. Every day. It's a set program that they have designed for you. You feel me? So you're mentally conditioned running their program every day to the point where now they don't have to tell you shit. This is already, you've already been trained for it. So there's nothing else that you're expected to follow that program, period. You feel me? Day in, day out for years. So just imagine being under strict rule and penitentiary law as a South Side. You feel me? I can't sit and proclaim to know all their indoctrinations, excuse me. You feel me? But some of those indoctrinations we've talked about already. You feel me? And that don't change, which is where the conflict come in at, as the young man described to me. You know what I'm saying? And all it had to go to was what the politics. You feel me? That crossroads hits right there for 'em. See, but for blacks, it ain't like that. If you got a black that's, you know, if you happen to have blacks that's with a Mexican woman, they are not gonna be under any scrutiny for being with the Mexican woman. It's actually not gonna be looked down upon by the blacks. But for the Mexicans, oh yeah, they're gonna be looked down upon. I believe that's probably one of the main things they, you know, call themselves tripping on blacks for, you know, getting some of their women snatched up. You know what I'm saying? Hey, you gotta remember, man, wars and shit have started over women. So that's not too far fetched of a thought, you know what I'm saying, to be put on the round table. I don't think so. What y'all think? Bang the chat up. I know I got the camera off. It'll be off shortly. But we still talking. We still here. We ain't left nowhere. Bang the chat up and let me know what y'all think, man. Do y'all think that there's a difference the way that blacks that's with that black man that's with a Mexican woman is looked at by the black and Mexican community? Is there a difference between if the Mexican woman is with a black man, how the Mexican community look at that? Is there a difference between how the two races look at it and how the two races accept it or don't accept it? Bang the chat up if any of y'all have had this type of experience being in an interracial relationship as far as black and Mexican go. Be honest, ain't nobody got to feel all pressured up and none of that, man. We here, we grown folks here at this round table. You know what I'm saying? Technically, yes, it's Swanglo Act, which means we talk about grown folk issues. You know what I'm saying? I was fortunate enough to run into this conversation with this young Southsider, man. You know what I'm saying? And him, he, I actually liked the conversation, and I actually liked his spirit. That's the crazy thing about it. And y'all think a nigga just be hating. Nah, I don't be hating. You know what I'm saying? I'm just waking people up the way that they supposed to be woke up with truth and facts about certain situations and differences of opinions. What's accepted and what isn't accepted. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it's a reason for everything. It's a reason for, you know, what make people motivated to move the way that they choose to move. There's a reason for everything. I wouldn't necessarily mind having a I wouldn't have a problem with, you know, trying to gain understanding on why the Southsiders get down on the way they do on some things. I wouldn't mind sitting at the round table trying to figure out why. Why the hate? You know what I'm saying? I would like to ask the blacks the same thing. Ain't nothing wrong with a casual conversation, man, as long as, you know, we don't need one particular race trying to overpower some shit. Nah, it's all about, you know what I'm saying, everybody being able to sit down, you know, speak their piece, you know what I'm saying? That's the way you gain understanding amongst each other. Motherfuckers being able to sit down and talk. You know what I'm saying? That's the only way you gain understanding and shit. You gotta understand cultural differences happen from lack of knowledge. You know what I'm saying? Lacking knowledge or some shit, it only makes sense for you to try to smarten up, man, on it. Study up on some shit so you won't come across as being disrespectful when you do come across, you know what I'm saying, a different culture that you didn't take the time to get to try to learn about and understand. We always want people to respect our race, respect this about our race, and respect that about our race. But motherfuckers not sitting ready to sit down and go over, you know, what that race expect of everybody else. Open up the lines of communication. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like every race should be able to sit down and be able to do that out being able to do that. You know what I'm saying? How are you ever gonna have any type of understanding, you know, amongst the two? It will constantly be chaos and confusion and disrespect. And sometimes the disrespect probably wouldn't even be intended. Just motherfuckers is just ignorant to the fact that they don't realize they disrespecting you by doing or saying something. If we know better, then we should be able to do better. We will be able to correct ourselves if we ever find ourselves crossing the bridge of going there as far as disrespect go. I'm just saying, man, this camera gonna be on and off for a minute. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, we still talking. I'm still here with y'all at this round table, my people. We ain't going nowhere. But I would most definitely like for y'all to bang the chat up. You know what I'm saying? And let us know. You know what I'm saying? How y'all feel about, you know, I'm pretty sure there's other different opinions out there. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody's experiences is not the same. So I do not expect everybody's answers to be the same. You know what I'm saying? If you so choose to put your opinion out there, there's no wrong answers to this. These just life matters. You know what I'm saying? These are different daily matters that actually go on. We don't sometimes we just don't know. You know what I'm saying? And we just need to learn about different cultures and shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm never opposed to a reasonable, peaceful solution. That only makes sense for motherfuckers to want to learn about different cultural things, man. So you won't disrespect motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying? That's real. Niggas can't be dumb forever. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not calling y'all dumb. I mean, shit. And if I was, I'm calling myself dumb too. I fit right amongst any of that shit. You know what I'm saying? That I'm telling y'all. I'm speaking to myself as well. Because if there are things that we are preaching that we have not ourselves been able to indulge in, then right now is a real good time to start doing it. You feel me? It's never too late as long as you try, as long as you initiate the shit. Kickstart it. You feel me? Kickstart it, man. You feel me? I know some people out there would definitely appreciate that. Being able to see some real ones and shit, actually jump out there and, you know what I'm saying, through your experience, whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? It ain't got to be no super melodramatic type shit. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to have been to prison. You know what I'm saying? You could be going through some shit out there in your daily life. You know what I'm saying? And whatever it is that you was going through, if you have overcome it, you know what I'm saying? You can step right to this round table and let us know what you've been through and tell everybody how what you did to overcome it, the steps. And we're gonna walk through the steps together and help somebody else get through that shit too, as well as ourselves if we need it. You feel me? That's what we here for. That's what we be at this round table for. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, don't hesitate, you know what I'm saying, to put your opinion in the chat. Bang the chat up. You know what I'm saying? And shout out to everybody that's banging the chat. You know what I'm saying? All my mods is holding it down. Shout out to all y'all. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. And before I forget, to all my new subscribers, hey, man, welcome to the round table. Welcome to the Swang Low podcast. You know what I'm saying? We love to have y'all. Hey, here we try to keep it meaty. And what I mean by that, like, we make sure everybody eat here. You know what I'm saying? We don't want nobody stepping away from this round table hungry at all. Everybody get a bite, everybody get a taste. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we done doing what we doing, leaving here with a full course meal in your belly. You know what I'm saying? Full. You know what I'm saying? Loved and embraced. You know what I'm saying? So again, welcome to the round table. Welcome to the Swang Low podcast show. And to all the new viewers, man, please like, comment, and subscribe to the Swang Low podcast show. It's all for free. It don't cost you a dime. You know what I'm saying? All you gotta do is push the subscribe button. It's right there. Push the like button. That's right there. Everything is lined up. You know what I'm saying? Right next to each other. If you want to make a comment, drop a comment in the chat. You know what I'm saying? Or in the comment section. I try to holler back at everybody. You know what I'm saying? As long as I can see it, you know what I'm saying? I'm going to be definitely hollering back. You know what I'm saying? In the chat, as y'all see me doing now. You know what I'm saying? As I always do. You know what I'm saying? Doing these lives. You know what I mean? But yeah, man. Hey, like, comment, and subscribe to the Swang Glow Podcast Show. Do Rod Creep. You know what I'm saying? Thank you for choosing us to be the ones to come spend your time with. You know what I'm saying? I think this is the most important channel on YouTube that's slowly starting to rise. You know what I'm saying? One subscriber at a time, one viewer at a time. You know what I'm saying? Man, most appreciative of all of y'all, man, that keep coming back. You know what I'm saying? I'm definitely appreciative that y'all telling y'all people about it and they tapping in, you know what I'm saying? And they giving us that opportunity and that chance, to come into their households, you know what I'm saying, and grace them with a little something, something, you know what I mean? But yeah, man, getting back to that conversation that I had with the youngster, the young Southsider, man. Like I said, I liked his spirit. You know what I mean? It was crazy the way he was able to open up once the old dude left out of there. You know what I'm saying? And you know, they typically sometime would do that. You know what I mean? But when the older ones come around, then this, you know what I'm saying? All that is shut down. You know, and sometimes it depends on which older one is around because the one that was there today, he was actually all right. He came in there, he got to talking about, they was in there talking about different foods that they knew how to make. You know what I'm saying? So he was in there bragging about some candy that he knew how to make and all this and that, right? So I'm just sitting there listening to the conversation. You know what I'm saying? Which was cool. It was, for that set, it was okay. You know what I'm saying? But just thinking about how much more deeper the conversation that I was having with the younger one could have went. You know what I'm saying? Because they do have their own thoughts outside of what's being forced into their head every day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out, day in and day out. It's a cold game. It's a cold game. You got all that coming at you, and then your love interest, who you have kids by the way, is over here in black. That's a cold game. How would y'all go about? Have any of y'all ever been in a situation like that where you was in a relationship with somebody outside of your race? You know what I'm saying? And you face them type of pressures. Cause like I said, blacks, we don't look at other blacks that's with Mexican women and be like, ugh, you know what I'm saying? Nah, we don't do that. We bring them into the fold. If they want to come, we bring them in. Come on. Y'all over here with this blackness now. You know what I'm saying? And typically when they cross over like that, they don't go back. And there's a whole bunch of them that come on over and don't go back. So I guess the Mexican men, you know, they figuring out different ways to get the black ones now. But the difference is they meet that crossroad between if you're in love with this person and the orders and instructions that you're up under as a gang member, a Southside. That's some cold shit if you think about it, man. And y'all got kids together too on top of that. Ooh, uh, ugly, ugly. Oh yeah, I know some of y'all done been in some cold ass twist relationships. I found myself in quite a few, quite a few interracial. Very, very challenging because keep it real, man. Though, regardless of who it is, it always seems like motherfuckers is looking at you extra longer, trying to trying to make sense of y'all actually together, and you know what I'm saying. People have their own twisted ways of looking at things and taking shit in. So, but yeah, man. Is that scrutiny? Do we consider that to be scrutiny? You know what I'm saying? Do we scrutinize each other when we see each other with a different race? I don't think black men really, not unless we see a sister with just, you know, we're not really used to seeing sisters with different going out the race too much like that. In this day and age, they do it like it ain't nothing. But days of the old, that was like a foreign thought. That was something they never did. That was something they never did. That was a rarity. That was such a rarity. You can just pinpoint it a mile away. You know what I'm saying? For real, for real. But in this day and age, man, that's a norm. Get active in that chat. Get active up in that chat, man. Let me know how y'all feel about this stuff. I'm not the only one, that can share an opinion or has shared one. Jump in the chat and speak on it. Before we get up out of here, I'm not gonna hold y'all up too long tonight, man. You feel me? Yeah, definitely make our presence known with this conversation because I thought it was worthy of me bringing to the round table just based on everything else that we've been talking about in Black and Mexican relations. You know what I'm saying? And people would have you think, oh, he's a hater. No, no. And I have said before, and I will say it again. You know what I'm saying? It's really not Black and Mexican. It's a gang. It's a fraction of a gang ideologies against you know a race. You know that's all it is. It's not every Black against every Mexican. No, because all Mexicans do not feel the way that the gang members feel. They don't preach that shit the way the gang members do. You know what I'm saying? So those are the ones that I try to keep my people aware of. You know what I'm saying? The gang bangers that refuse to let their hatred go. You feel me? So as long as they preach their hate, I gotta preach awareness. Keep preaching hate, I keep preaching awareness. You feel me? The best way for anybody to get anybody is to rock them to sleep. Rock them to sleep. You feel me? If you give anybody a real good rocking, oh, asleep they gonna go. You feel me? And once you asleep, how can you defend yourself? It is impossible for anybody to defend themselves when they are asleep. Let's think about this, people. Do not allow yourself to be rocked to sleep. I've said it before. Other people would have you jump out there and believe that, you know, it's all steak and eggs, you know what I'm saying, and fried potatoes, and it's not. You feel me? You do any backpedaling shame for even having to backpedal without an apology because, of course, you was wrong. And we just have to be better content creators and take more responsibility for what we put out there and how we put it out there. Not pushing hate and wanting peace You know what I'm saying? That should be easy to, you know, carve out a directive, for the people that actually want that. You know what I mean? And for the people that don't, hey, you can't force anything upon anybody. Everything has a timeline, everything. And also, everything has an expiration date. You feel me? We all have to be conscious of that. And we also have to be conscious of there's a lot of people in the world that have zero business going on and all the time in the world to sit back and tend to other people that do actually have business going, tend to everything that they got going on in their life, to be able to pick apart, sit around and criticize, and then place upon these people as a critic for others to have an opinion and either join their opinion or be against it. And let's just keep it real. Going online, seeking the approval of other people. You got a lot of people that's like that. Go online and they post things to make themselves look bigger. They post certain stuff to make their status look more important than what it is, to blow up their image, that they would have you, the people, the viewers, believe that, oh, this person really is like this because he's posting this type of stuff every single day, all day. You feel me? But what y'all can't forget about, these YouTube streets, like every community is some dark ass streets. It's some dark back streets. It's some real darkness. And a lot of people find themselves on them back streets a lot. But that happens when you trying to cut corners. Can't cut corners, especially if it's really in your heart to teach through your experiences, through your life's journey. People like actually listening to other people's life's journeys. And there's nothing wrong with that. We learn from the steps that others have taken that we probably haven't taken yet. You feel me? And if we happen to end up walking down that path that them people walked before us, then we can kind of know what to expect. Thanks for giving that story, which is why we have to be conscious and truthful of what's going on in the then and now and not be so humbled by wanting humbleness to blind us to the point where we're sending out the wrong messages during critical time, though. These days and ages right now is critical times. There's a lot going on in the world. So we got to be as on point with our content and our messages as we possibly can without fluffing shit up, pushing false narratives that misguide and misinforming people. 9 times out of 10, that's in your own community. People root for you. People want to see you do good. Bad guy finally makes good. the correct way, gives back to his community by giving them truth and factuals. You feel me? And actually be proud of that representation. You know what I'm saying? It's the correct representation because everything is done from the heart and everything is done as correctly as could be. You feel me? And here at this round table, it's all a teaching moment, all of it. Not leading people to the graveyards, to the jailhouses, to the courthouses, to no police stations. None of that. Hopefully inspiring the complete opposite. You know what I'm saying? Niggas wanting to learn and be better as human beings and parents so we can give more positive narratives. You know what I mean? For the young and the old. Because sometimes shit, the old need to be inspired too. It's never too late to get that motor revved up. You feel me? Never too late. Then you get your motor revved up, and you start feeling proud about yourself. You accomplished something. You became a better you because you was willing to learn and you actually learned something. And now you putting yourself in a position to be able to teach and inspire people. You know what I'm saying? Through your struggle. I mean, ain't that what it's supposed to be about? Not just giving particulars, this war story, that war story, this war story. The war stories is lovely. But see, again, the key point in that is story, meaning that has a beginning and an end to it. See, it's a whole lot of in betweens because that's one story. You know how many stories in life is created? Many. There's many stories created every day. Think about one person throughout one day. How many stories was created throughout that one person's day within that 24-hour span? That's just one person. It's billions of people in the world. So when I say that there's a story created every day, trust and believe, man. If that was a TV channel, you'll be clicking through the channels forever. You'll die clicking the channel through all the channels. That's how many stories in life it is. You feel me? So talking to the young Southsider, man, that was a story that I turned to that made me say, I got to bring this to the round table and see if this sparks up in them what it sparked up in me. And we can make some sense of it. You feel me? Trying to figure it out. That's all. Not to drag anybody through the mud or make anybody feel bad or look bad. It's just to gain understanding. That's what I mean by cultural differences. Trying to understand why this and why that. Whatever needs to be questioned about this topic, that's why we're here at the round table to figure it out. No disrespect intended on anybody. feel me? And that's why I love having this as second home, to get away from the getaway. Because we don't turn down topics as long as the topics stay on point, you know what I'm saying? And respectful. Of course, it's always gonna be respectful here at this round table. That's all my people know. You know what I'm saying? Only the weirdos try to jump up in there and say some stupid shit. My moderators be all on that. You're not gonna get away with it. So don't even think about trying to jump in the comments, man, in the chat and saying nothing goofy because it's gonna get shut down. 9 times out of 10, I'm not gonna even see it. Shout out to my mods. Appreciate y'all, man. Nothing but love. Nothing but love. Real for real. Feel me? Hey, but look, yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one on up, man. I've held y'all up long enough. You know what I'm saying? I always appreciate my hour here at this round table with y'all. You know what I'm saying? Love being able to bring something of substance to y'all, you know what I mean? That I consider to be deep and reasonable questions. You know what I'm saying? This is the only way that we can understand each other better. You know what I'm saying? So we won't cross the line of disrespect if we don't know that is disrespect. You know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense to y'all. You know what I mean? But hey, thank you all, man, for coming back to the round table. Y'all always show up when I ask y'all to call. I mean, you come. Hey, I love and appreciate you all, man. You know what I'm saying? Y'all are the ones that keep building this, making it stronger each and every day. You know what I'm saying? Hey, my appreciation for y'all goes so deep, I can't even put it to words. You know what I'm saying? But just know the love and appreciation will always be there. You know what I'm saying? And again, to all the new viewers, please like, comment, and subscribe to the Swang Low Podcast Show. Do Rock Creep. It's all for free. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you hit that bell button so when we do these lives or do a reaction to some stuff, you will be the first one here at the round table. You know what I'm saying? To be able to kick around this conversation in the chat. You know what I mean? And we bang it out like that. That's what we do here at this round table. You know what I'm saying? So thank you all again for joining me, man. Look, I'm gonna go ahead and close this one on off. Y'all stay hydrated out there because the weather is still shaky, still hot. You know what I'm saying? So stay hydrated. Make sure y'all keep a watchful eye on your environment. You know what I'm saying? Don't let your guard down for nobody, no matter where you at. Even if it ain't cracking where you at, stay vigilant about what's going on around you. You know what I'm saying? And keep your eye on the ones you love. You know what I'm saying? Hey, on that note, y'all take care. Love y'all. To the next time we meet at this round table. Triple gang.